Hello, hello. I hope you can hear me properly. It's raining and I'm in my special area where the study is. And we've got this like special roof and you can just hear when it rains. Anyway, so I wanted to just get on here today because it's not only just about fitness. One of the main things which I live by is how you do one thing is how you do everything. And you'll hear me say that a lot. So it really is true when you start analyzing it. And the main thing that I do is the same disciplines and consistency that we learn in fitness, I carry through to the rest of my areas. So let's start with knowing yourself. So you always see me sharing the Map for Life, that free gift. And the reason I do that, it's always with me. It's resting on there. Let me just get it. So this is what the actual hard copy looks like. So that is a tool that I've been using for 20 years. 20 years. And, you know, when I first started using it, I was about 19 years old. And at the time, I didn't realize how important and valuable a tool it would be. My dad got it for me because he was always someone who did his goals, and back then I thought, okay, we do your goals once a year, you know, like everyone else, New Year's resolutions. And so a lot of the things didn't make sense, but anyway, I just followed through the process. So even when you're doing this free 7 days, okay, it might not be making sense to you, and some of the questions might be difficult, but I urge you to just push through. The first part of achieving any goal and doing anything in life, whether you are starting a new business, whether you're working in your job, whether you are doing fitness, whether you're a mom, is just knowing yourself. Knowing who you are is one of the most important things. If you're busy building a brand, that's going to come through. Your values are going to shine through. Okay, so knowing yourself is of the utmost importance. Start asking yourself the questions. And you may ask, what questions? The questions you will determine. And the quality of your questions determines the quality of your lifestyle. So I'm going to say that again. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your lifestyle. So if you are someone who is saying, why me? Okay, and I was really someone who used to say, why did all these things happen to me? Why me? Okay, but that's not going to get you anywhere, that kind of thinking. So instead I said, okay, whatever has happened, and what can I do from here? And that's where the ball game changes. Okay, that's where you open yourself up to more learning. So I've said this a couple of times in this 21-day group, you know, and also on Facebook. There are things you can control, there are things you can't control. The things you can't control, why are we stressing about it? Why are you spending time? Why is it going on and on in your mind? We are thinking 60,000 to 80,000 thoughts in a day. 80% of these are negative. So, you know how when you want something and there is like a waiting period, like you want to lose the weight and you want to lose it now, okay? You have a good week, you eat amazing, you do all your workouts, you tick all your boxes, and then you jump on the scale and nothing. You better be glad that there is this like time lag, and that same time lag is in business and in everywhere. Because if things were instantaneous and you are thinking 80% is negative, okay, then imagine all the things that you're going to manifest. Because whether you like it or not, our thoughts are real forces, okay, and they do create our reality, and most of us are creating by default. So we need to get out of this pattern, creating by default, and it comes from knowing yourself. So with that, you need absolute clarity. So clarity about who you are, and then clarity about the things that you want. So even when you're starting a weight loss journey, this is you over here, you figured out who you are. Okay, you've done all the work, you've asked all the questions, you know, okay, this is who you are. Now you've got to work out what is everything that you want. What is your purpose for being here? And with that, what I normally suggest, and you can actually do this exercise, is this is actually quite a fun exercise and I love doing it. Just grab a page and then you just pour yourself some wine or coffee and marshmallows or whatever, and just write until your heart's desire. Just keep on writing. Write everything that you want. Whether you want a pair of red heel shoes, write it down. Whether you want to go for a family holiday, don't let time stop you. Don't let money stop you. So think, if you had unlimited time and unlimited money, what would you want? And what would you want to do? And what would you want to be? So each of us has a unique fingerprint, and each of us also has a unique skill set, talents, and gifts that we have to offer the world. So it really is our God-given right and duty to unleash these into the world. If you are keeping all of this to yourself, then someone told me, Robin Banks from Mind Power, that you're just being selfish. And when I heard this, it was such a game changer. You're just being selfish. So do the work, get to know who you are, figure out what your purpose is, why you are here. And it may not be some massive thing about saving the world. It may not be that you want to do something great or travel to countries or whatever. Maybe your purpose in life is just to be a mom. Not just a mom. A mom is pretty damn amazing. Then be the best damn mom you can. Okay, so live each day knowing that you are living your life of purpose. So whatever it is, figure that out. So the third step would be to, we figured out who you are. We've got everything that you want written down, like everything. So don't analyze too much. Is it realistic? Is it not? The bigger the dream, the scarier dream, the better it is, and your subconscious actually registers it. Now we're going to figure out how to get there. So this is the bridge model that you get. So you need to ask yourself, what do you need for this? So it might be that you still need to learn something. So during this time, most of us are actually at home, and I spend most of my time in webinars and learning. So upskill yourself. And you might say, I don't have money. You don't need money. There is so many free courses these days. Everyone is offering something free. I've learned so much for the past year. Just on the thing, I made a list of all the things I needed to do this online business and how to take it to the next level. And there's just so much that you can learn. You can reach out to people wherever they are. You're not limited to where you are. Social media makes things just so much more accessible to us. So use this time wisely. Upskill yourself. And I've just written down some notes. Let's just see if I'm okay. Okay, so we've done it. We've done quite a bit already. Yeah, so yeah, what I said is it's not about the doing. Like my lesson at the moment is it's not so much about the doing. Like we have to all analyze what are our belief systems. Our beliefs keep us in a certain place. And sometimes we have to analyze what is true and what is just true to us. Okay? So there might be things that need to be changed, and sometimes we have to revisit those and see what's real, what's not real, what's true, what's not true. What am I willing to change? Because you might want something, but you're not willing to change something. Like you might want a partner, but you're not willing to go out and put yourself out there. And I'm not saying put yourself out there, but you're not willing to do the inner work. Okay, so you might want to lose the weight, but then you're not willing to change any of your habits. So, it doesn't make any sense then. Okay, like you're not going to get a different result because you are doing the same thing. So there's always a learning that needs to be done. And I always say you either win or you learn. So yeah. And I must say I've learned a lot, and a lot of hard lessons and a lot of costly lessons, as I'm sure you have. So use this time just to take stock of your life. What's important to you? Who's important to you? Spend time with the people around you, because I'm sure they're the important ones. So yeah, learn things. And then also, success is not just about yourself. There's very few people that's going to achieve success by themselves. It's about seeing who's in your corner. And unfortunately, it's not always going to be friends and family that's in your corner. Speaking from experience, they're often the ones who are most negative. Like, say, even if you had to start a new diet, they're the ones who give you so much shit. Like, oh, how many times have you tried that, Or it could be like a jealous husband that doesn't want you to. I don't know your situation, I'm just saying. From some of my clients, this is what actually happens. That they were not comfortable when they saw their partner losing all this weight, because it made them more attractive. And so it was this vicious cycle. And I had like 2 ladies actually who just quit on the program because their partners would not accept that they're losing weight and they're getting more attractive. And even if their intentions were pure and were just doing it for themselves, and they succumbed to that. So yeah, personally, I just go to someone completely objective, and I like to consult with experts in that field. So I have a fitness coach, I have a business coach. I've got 2 business coaches. One's a male, one's a female. They're just different energies which I like to call upon. So in order to go to the next level, we need to raise our vibration. And how we raise our vibration is 1, knowing yourself, 2, knowing your purpose, figuring out an action plan. The things that I get you to do with the weight loss make so much sense now, because you first do the vision board, which is your future self, okay, your vision where you are walking or running to, and then the tracking system, because on a daily basis, and that's not to, and it's the same with business, it's the same with life. So the same map for life follows the exact same system where you're tracking on a daily basis. So it's more about just being objective about yourself, not saying, oh, damn it, there you go, you didn't do this again. You said you're going to do it and you didn't do it. It's just about being kinder to yourself. And that is what this whole process is about. We are so hard on ourselves. If we just loved ourselves more, the weight would drop off quicker. And people, they like laugh at me when I say this, but honestly, it's the truth. One of the exercises which I make people do is stand in front of the mirror naked. Make a date with yourself. Love yourself now. Humps, bumps, lumps now. Make a list of 100 things. If you can do that list of 100 things that you love about yourself and you can finish it in 20 minutes, the way your life is going to transform. And there's so many success stories. Christine, who's watching it, is one of them. She's transforming her life on a daily basis. And even when you're on this path and journey, it doesn't mean, okay, you know what to do, everything's just going to be perfect. No, you get obstacles and challenges daily. Actually, you get more. Why? Because you're being tested, okay? You're being asked, how bad do you want this? Do you really want this? Are you willing to work for it? Are you willing to What are you willing to give up? And on this journey, my personal journey, I've lost a lot. I mean, but I've gained so much more. So, okay, I'm gonna come now. Okay, I'm gonna come to you now. And say hello. He says he made a poo-poo in his butt. So, you say no? Okay, I'll take it, I'll take it. Okay, I'm gonna, wait it, it's go. Okay. So, that's basically my message. You're welcome to pop me any questions. And, you know, when we're on a certain level, we can't, we just see our problems. In order to get to the next level, sometimes we need someone else, and it's not the friends and family. You're welcome to send me a message, and you know, we can just chat. And sometimes just in talking, you just realize something, and something is shifted. So don't feel you're alone, and don't feel like times are so uncertain. The moment there's uncertainty, as soon as the conditioned mind picks up uncertainty, that's when all the fears creep in, and you start getting anxious, and that's when stress comes in, and then it puts you in like a worry mode, and that's when you can't see solutions. So being in a space of calm, breathing deeply, thinking about it in the morning somehow everything always seems better. Connecting with yourself, so just centering yourself, asking yourself questions, and the answers aren't necessarily going to come to you straight away. I find like my times come when I'm running, so I actually use fitness as my therapy, and I solve the world's problems when I'm running. And in the shower, in the morning, in the evening. So, you know, this is a daily process. It's not just overnight, and you're continuously getting things to work on, because every day we're not just bringing today's stuff to the party, we're bringing our whole life. Things that happened when you were 5 years old, it comes out now in your everyday situation. And I learned this because when we went to Soul Circus, and every day we would, you'll be able to watch it on the TV series in May 2020. And every day we had to sit in a circle and hold hands, and you know, and talk about the day's events or the previous day's events. And certain things would play out that had so much relevance to what happened as a child, you know, and how I watched my parents growing up, and just certain situations, who was the stronger one, how my mom dealt with stuff. And these are like conditioned patterns playing in the background, whether we like it or not. And so it's up to us to do all the work and find out who we are, because start creating your reality. Life doesn't have to be a struggle. It's honestly, it doesn't have to be a struggle, and I'm learning that now, just by practicing more being. You know, I did a post today where I said that we often associate our lives based on the work that we do, because we spend 8 hours. But when, you know, maybe we as a collective, we've been given this chance to reanalyze who we are without the role of our work. Who are we when we are not working? What are we doing? How do we spend our time? Where does our energy go? I wrote today, you know, what are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding your body? What are you feeding your soul? And I actually hardly go on to TV. We don't have like TV. We have a TV, but we just have Netflix. So the kids are always dominating. So, but even if they didn't, I don't really go on it, because I mean, yeah, I've been reading The Favor and Power of Favor. That's really just been so transforming. I'm not Christian, yet I can see so much value in that. that is shifting my life. And it really is dependent on what you're feeding your mind. I'm in such a calm, happy space because I do my meditation in the morning. I do my gratitude. Kids are crazy. Yes, that's normal, but they just want love. And that is spelled time, quality time with them. And I do the fitness. So movement is actually moving your emotions, all the stuck emotions. When you are working out, use that as your therapy and think about your problem or your issue. That's when you actually can, and just take it out on the weights. Go as heavy as you can. Take it out when you're running. Run even faster. That's how I've healed myself over the years, because all that energy is stuck inside you and you need to let it out. Okay, so by thinking about it, you're shifting all this energy out of you. And drinking the water is flushing out your system, but it's also just taking out all this crap that's inside of you. So use this next couple of days to just decide who you are, where you want to go. And if you need any help, don't feel alone. Just reach out to me. Let me go change your poo nappy.